SLC Sunday experience. It is so awesomely good to see all of you today. You are at the right place at the right time, and your soul is welcome here. We're going to sing about that.
That's right. You're in the right place at the right time, just where you are meant to be.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place, I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome
is welcome here.
Hey,
All right, I see you have an energetic group here this morning. Good, high vibing. Good morning, Reverend Deborah. Good to see you here this morning.
Good morning, Reverend James. It's good to see you. And it's great to see you. And we greet you now in the name of all that is good, all that is holy, and all that is sacred. And in the warm and loving energy of this community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and of course, the beautiful temples of nature, because we know that there is no space that God does not grace. If you're with us for the very first time today, either online or in person, we especially want to welcome you because we know that you are not here by accident. Every single one of us is here by divine appointment. And we're very excited about our program today. We're excited to see so many people here. And we also get excited when you silence your electronic devices. And please refrain from flash photography during the service. Thank you.
Let's take a moment and hold that appointment with the Spirit of the living God. Knowing that with each in-breath and out-breath, we are attuned to the life force. And as we recognize and affirm our oneness with this presence, we begin to radiate and speak from and act from all the qualities of the Spirit of living God that dwells within each and every one of us. It may be the peace that passes all understanding, the joy, the wisdom, the love, wholeness, vitality, and vigor. It is all there for us to be vessels of and expressions of. So as we make this presence the activity of our awareness in our thought, word, and action, we begin to activate it in our life and in our world. And we anchor a little bit more of heaven or ever-expanding good on the very planet in which we live. For we remember that the Spirit of the living God needs us to shine its light, for we are the way it gets around in this dimension, and we are grateful for the opportunity to be this expression and those vehicles. And as we do our part, the Spirit provides the increase along the way. For this and so much more, we're grateful and thankful, and we say so in the name and the nature of the Spirit of the living God. Amen. Amen. We have an important purpose here at Spiritual Life Center, and it's reflected in our mission statement. I invite you to join in as we say it together. To transform lives as we love, serve, and remember. And we do that as we carry out these 5 basic universal principles to the best of our ability so that we can anchor this consciousness in our life in every aspect that we have. And they are as follows. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action. And one of the actions that we do is just affirm some of the principles that we believe in from the season of nonviolence. And every year between the anniversaries of the deaths of Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi, we affirm a principle that we can live by and to bring forth their ideas into our world. So each week we do have a reading and someone to share about that reading. And today we have Patty Peters, who's going to go and share today's reading for the season for nonviolence and give us her insight on that.
And Patty, thank you for stepping up at the last moment.
Thank you. Today I share my commitment to peace. Today I center myself within the peace-filled mind of God. I sit in the silence and let God express as the peace that fills my soul. In the silence, I am given the name of someone with whom I am divinely guided to share my commitment to peace. Perhaps it is someone whose life is in turmoil, someone that needs to be reminded that God's sweet peace is available to them even now. Perhaps it is some, like myself, that is committed to peace in our world, someone that needs to know that they are not alone in their desire to create peace. Whatever name you place in my heart and mind today, sweet presence, I will call them and share my commitment to peace. Holy One, use me this day as an instrument of your peace. Well, I just found out about this morning, and so I kind of did it on the fly, but the one thing I thought of when James introduced me was peace is also one of the 12 powers, and that gave me peace thinking of that as well. So the first thing I thought of was oneness, allness, and the wholeness of God. God is all there is. And there are many names for God: Spirit, Mother, Father, Infinite Mind, the Divine, the Force, and of course, peace. God is peace, and so peace is an expression of God. I spoke to a friend yesterday. She lives in Minnesota, and she's going through a rough time. She's got some family troubles, and she just started a new job about a month ago, and she loves the job. But after many years of delivering mail and working for FedEx, she's got an office job, and there's a lot of technical terms for her to learn, and the computer, which she's never had to use before. And so we talked at length about that, and I know from my own experience, when I talk and have someone listen, I always feel better. So when we got off the phone yesterday, I knew that she felt somewhat better. I didn't solve her problems, but I listened. And then today, I called her, and I just wished her peace. I didn't tell her that her marriage would be okay, or that her kids are going to be all right, or that her job would get easier with time. I just wished her peace. That was all, and that was enough. It was more than enough. She wept. She wept with gratitude, with relief, and finally with joy. Today, I will go out in the world and express my peace. How about you?
Thank you, Patty. If you're called, we invite you to consider checking out being on a board of trustees at Spiritual Life Center. Being a board member gives you an exciting and a challenging and sacred experience to grow, develop, and unfold in ways you never imagined. So if you have that calling or simply curious about the board of trustees, we invite you to an information session that's going to take place today at 1 o'clock, and we'll be able to answer questions and give you some insight as to what it means to be a board member and the process to be considered for the board of trustees.
Now, Holy Week begins very soon. Now, Holy Week is the week between Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday. Some people think that's Easter week, but Easter week's the week after, so we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Holy Week. And I'm not going to tell you all about that. We have a lot of things lined up, but the most important thing for you to know right now is April 17th, Easter Sunday, we are going to be together all at one service at Southside Park. We're going to be outside. We're going to be there all together. We'll be able to have a picnic afterwards. There will be the Easter egg hunt for the young people. It's going to be an amazing day, so start thinking about how you're going to get your chairs and bring them and your picnic, and come join us at 11 o'clock on April 17th at Southside Park. And of course, you're going to hear a lot more about all of this over the next coming weeks.
Well, a couple of years ago, in 2019, a number of us from Spiritual Life Center and other places took a trip to Cuba. And we're going to do another trip on June the 19th through the 26th to really support the Cuban people and have a great adventure there. And when we were there, we examined, and we will continue to examine their art, their culture, their music, as well as their history. And it's going to be based in Havana, but we're also going to explore Cienfuegos, Matanzas, Trinidad, to get a complete feel for the island. And so we've extended the deadline for those who are interested in going to March 29th. So we invite you to consider that as something that calls your heart. We had a wonderful time, and the others who had attended, they can probably tell you about what their experience has been as well. And I see Paula coming forward because I know she's got something important to share. So we're going to part the Red Sea for Paula to come forward.
Why, thank you. Well, I am just so delighted to see all these beautiful faces out here today. I put out the call and you came, and we're all here today, especially to honor, acknowledge, and bless two awesome, wonderful people, Stephen Sullivan and John Gardner. Let's give them a hand. Yes. As I said last week, shift happens, and so it has been with the music ministry. There has been a lot of changes and milestones. So before we get to John and Stephen, I want to mention, welcome Jeff Sears, who has never played with us before, but he's a longtime member of SLC. I want to mention that last November, it marked the 12th year that Ann Roach has been part of the music ministry at Spiritual Life Center. We have Russell, who so graciously and gracefully stepped in from alternate to full-time guitarist when Stephen decided to step down a year ago. And Laree, I'm not sure how long you've been here now, but I do know that yesterday she turned 30 years old. Wow. And it's just beautiful to watch how she's been blossoming in the music ministry. So, yay team, yay team. So, yes, so I took the directorship of the music ministry in 2006. And both these two guys predate me. That means there are over 40 years of service to the music ministry right here. They were just babies. And so I'm going to let them share a few words, but I wanted to share one particular memory that I cherish, and that was in 2012, and we were invited to go to the Unity Conference in Detroit. We did a breakfast cruise, and also on our off time, we all went to the Motown studio in Detroit, and that was pretty awesome. That I don't know if you know this, but it was just a house. The first studio was just a house. The studio was in the garage, and the tour guide had John and Stephen and Patrick all standing in the same place where the Temptations stood, where all those groups stood, and he tried to get them to do the thing. He definitely did, but yeah.
They did it.
They did their best, and it was funny to watch Patrick, though, I have to say. But anyway, I shouldn't speak about him because he's not here. But anyway, so it's been a wonderful ride with you, and they're not goners. They're still SLC family forever, and they will come back from time to time. But they did decide to, like I said, shift happens. And that's it. And so we welcome them on their next adventure. And why don't you come up and say a few words, Stephen?
Well, I just want to thank all of you for coming. It's, we have a divine appointment. All of us are part of that divine appointment. I kind of look at it as like one appointment that all of us contribute into like a oneness about it. All those who are here, all those who have been here in the past, and those who are just walking around out there that feel it. There's been so many times that I've had in this divine appointment, most of all, just being part of a team that's an amazing team, so being stretched in a musical way and in a way of providing a bed for doing guided meditation services to me was most powerful because it was part of the whole experience. Being tossed around the floor during Good Friday services.
Wait, you have to say the complete story. For those who might not know, you played Jesus in Good Friday stories.
I still have it if we need it.
We We've given up on the crucifixion.
Yeah, I know, yes. Good for me anyway.
As James said, get off the cross, somebody else can use the wood.
That's right. And I also want to acknowledge that I remember doing the Wednesday services, especially at 24th and K, the old little church, especially with Victor Sparks and Chris Enright, two beautiful people that I am so lucky to know, and all of you. So I want to thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, this is going to get silly. So a lot of you think, well, you've been playing drums a long time, but what you don't know is when I was a little baby, I lived way down in way southern Mexico. I mean, way the hell down there, little Hispanic community. And my Mamacita and Papacita, they always wanted an accordion player with the hopes of one day maybe getting into a mariachi band of some sort. Those are how you have hopes for your children. And they were very poor. They never got me an accordion. What I thought was an accordion turned out, and I was very little. Turned out it was one of those fireplace bellows. It was great. So anyway, we had a dog named Spliz. Spliz was this big old furry dog, would lay in front of the fireplace. And I would sit there playing this damn accordion again with hopes of the mariachi dreams. Playing the accordion, and it's really where I learned my first bit of Spanish, and I have it written here, but it was the term, hang on. Alguien sacare al perro, which loosely translated means somebody needs to put out the dog. I know. Well, turns out he was okay, but I was asked to leave. And I moved to Northern California and joined Spiritual Life Center's band. I had to be silly for a minute, okay?
It all ties in together, I see.
Not at all. But seriously, though, I started playing here. It was a year after the church had been around, and I started subbing for Jim Fetterman, who was the drummer, and got to play with everybody that Jim had, or that Richard had in the band back then. And it has really, like Stephen is saying, I mean, playing with all these different musicians for all these years, working with Richard, Paula coming in and bringing this whole new sense of music to the community, and pushing us, and you guys, we're going to do new things. We're going to do some Latin. We got to try all this new stuff, and getting to play with and sing with these ladies. I'm singing, so it's like, wow, we have these great vocal sections. I mean, it's just fantastic. I feel very blessed to be part of this community, and it's weird because we're doing such great music here today, and I'm sitting here like, should we tell them that I'm not really leaving? But this is just a way to get all these other people back that haven't been here in all these years. Lock the door. No, but my heart is here, and I've never been a church kind of a guy, and I know a lot of us haven't. But this is a great community that I will always feel like I'm a part of, and I always will come back to. And some of the best friends in my life are from this community, and I think we all probably feel that way. And it's really great, and we're very lucky to be part of this great community. So thank you, everybody. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we have to live up to that.
It's all good.
It's all good. So there are a lot of things going.
We
I'm
have to do our
sorry, we forgot. We want to do a
See,
blessing.
Yes, we got to do our special blessings for them.
This is witchcraft.
Yes.
You betcha.
A 1, a 2, a 3. John,
We love
we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold God's love as you.
And there are a lot of things going on at SLC, and as we started to talk about a bit of them in the announcements. But if you want to know more, if you're here on site, you can go out, read the bulletin board, go over, talk with the ladies at the hub, or of course you can find everything that you could possibly need to know about SLC on our website, slcworld.org. So go check it out.
And at this time, any of our chaplains that are present here this morning and our board of trustees that are present here this morning, we invite them to please stand. And the chaplains are wearing the white stoles, and they do many things, but mostly they hold the high spiritual consciousness for the community. And if you'd like to have a prayer after the service, if you're going through a challenge or just want to celebrate something, they'll pray with you in the courtyard right after the service. So we thank them for their contribution to the community and the high watch that they hold for Spiritual Life Center for each of us here. And our board members do a very important job of really helping usher us through all the things that we need to do to become the very best community that we can. They bring their time, their talent, their skill set, and most importantly, their own awareness and consciousness to keep us moving through these very interesting times. So we thank the board. They're available to answer questions that you may have. So thank you for your service, members of our Board of Trustees.
We love to greet our newcomers. So in a moment, we will ask you to raise your hand. But first, we want you to know there are many ways to become connected at SLC. And one way to start is to fill out the welcome card. Now, that card is available online, so you can go to our website, fill out that card, and submit it, and we will get back to you. Or if you're here on site, raise your hand. We will bring you a card, fill it out, and take it out to the courtyard, to our welcome table for a very special gift and a very warm welcome.
So if anyone's here for the very first time, we invite you to raise your hand. We don't mind. Yes, we have a couple of folks in the back and up here. Thank you so much for your presence here this morning. We thank you. We appreciate you. We affirm you on your spiritual journey. And we invite you, like she said, to fill out the card and turn it in if you want to stay in touch about what's taking place at Spiritual Life Center. So we honor you and fully appreciate your presence. And at this time, we just invite you to greet our newcomers, greet one another in a way that feels comfortable for you. Just say, you're glad you're here. You're marvelous.
To stay standing. To add to the celebration, happy spring. It's first day of spring as well. We're gonna do a fun little group song. It's kind of like a, put your right foot in, you put your right foot. No, it's kind of like that. So I'm gonna ask you to lend your voice and also move your body. Is that okay? Somebody can start playing anytime now. This is called We Come Together. So listen to what I say. Take a look at the person next to you. Go ahead. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. You ready? We come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Okay, you're ready to turn again, right? Say something to your neighbor. Here we go. Now take a look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. 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 In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. We come together. We take a look at the person next to you. Say namaste, I bow to you.
Namaste, I bow to you.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Feel the love in the sanctuary.
Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the break it down even more. We come together. No, you be loud. We come together. In the name of love. Yeah. You know, we come together. Please be seated. Good job. See, it is kind of like put your right foot in. Little bit.
Well, you sounded wonderful.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to just take a nice deep breath together. And we're going to prepare for our meditation first by speaking our vision statement together. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions. Weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom, we cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet. And now we will sing this beautiful chant by Richard Burdick. May all beings know love. May all beings know peace.
Please join us in singing.
May all beings know love. May all beings know peace. May all beings know love. May all beings know peace.
May all beings know peace. May all beings know love. As we move into this quiet time, take your time to take a few breaths. Inhale slowly and exhale slowly. Calm your mind. Calm your body. With each breath, as you relax, you feel lighter and lighter until you drift up into the ethers, higher and higher. And you find yourself standing before the open doors of a golden temple. The inscription above the doors reads, "Words of divine light." Inside the softly lit temple, 12 balls of light gently hover, and then they drift over your way and form a circle around you. Each ball emits a different color of light, and it projects its name. Standing in the center of the circle, you affirm that one of these balls of light will stand out and call to you. And you begin to turn slowly and look at each ball as you receive your light of faith, light of love, light of strength, light of wisdom, light of power, light of imagination, light of understanding, light of will, light of order, light of zeal, light of renunciation, and the light of life. Your one light floats down, encircles you. And in this moment, this is the one that you resonate with. To activate it, you will simply say, "I am," and then the name of the power, like "I am faith." But you'd make it your own. And silently say that to you now. As you say the words, light floods your body and your mind, and you are overflowing. And take a moment to absorb your words of light and power into your being in the silence. You are naturally imbued with all 12 divine powers. Today, by your word, you activate the one that will help you the most at this time. Tomorrow, you may need another, and you only need to say the words, and it will activate. Take a breath now, and as you begin to return to your material world, please receive this blessing. Oh, my beloved, there is but one mind, one heart, one power. The 12 lights are but aspects of the one holy source. They abide within, always active, always available. You never need look outside yourself. You only need to speak your word of power. I am faith. I am love. I am strength. I am wisdom. I am power. I am imagination. I am understanding. I am will. I am order. I am zeal. I am renunciation. I am life. Activate that power, and it will prevail in all aspects of your life simply by speaking your word. Remember this, always.
Take all of your wasted honor, every little past frustration. Take out all your so-called problems. I better put them in quotations. Say what you need to say. 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 Walking like a one-man army, fighting with the shadows in your head, living out the same old moment, knowing you'd be better off instead if you could only say what you need to say. 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 Have no fear for giving in. Have no fear for giving over. You better know that in the end it's better to say too much and never to say what you need to say again. Even if your hands are shaking and your faith is broken, even as the eyes are closing, we'll do it with a heart wide open. Say what you need to say. 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 What you need to say. What you need to say. Say 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 what you need to. Say what you need to. Say what you need to say. 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 Thank you.
Say what you need to say with Stephen on the ukulele. Demonstrating his versatility and musicality. Yes, we do need to say what we need to say. Particularly what we say affirms the possibilities of the human spirit and who we can be. We need more words like that. You know, I had a teacher that said that we are here to hurl the word of truth into our arena of life and watch it work. I witnessed the power that words can have because it shaped the destiny of a small group of people, and it served as a catalyst to create an outcome that many people didn't think was possible at that moment. It wasn't a big thing in the scheme of things. But many years ago, I was part of a workshop, and the workshop presenter came to the spiritual community that I was a member of when I was just starting my spiritual path. And he had been advertising your workshop and was basically saying he could teach anyone who wanted to sing, and the goal was to get together a group of people who were musically inexperienced and put together a choral group over the weekend. And he promoted this for a number of weeks, and we were supposed to meet on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, and then on Monday we were going to give a musical performance that was going to be worthy of an Academy Award or whatever awards they give away. You know, he just really spoke it up. And there are a number of people that signed up, and I knew that some of the people who signed up, they couldn't sing a lick. If they couldn't hold a tune, you know, in fact, if they set out some song words, cats would be running for cover. And he said, I especially want people like that. People who absolutely believe that he cannot sing a lick. And I knew there was one person who was a very good friend of mine. He was very proud of the fact that he couldn't hold a tune. He joined up, and I said, okay, I got to check this out. And so we got together. We got together on Friday, and we were going through the first, I guess, rehearsals, and my accurate description of that, it was, the result was frightening. But the facilitator said what he needed to say. He was hurling his words into our collective arena of life. And he was affirming how magnificent we were going to be, that there was going to be sweet harmony oozing out of our mouths, and the audience was going to be amazed when we got together. And he spoke those words with feeling and with conviction. And at the end of Friday night, we were still terrible. But Saturday we got together, and he once again hurled his vision as to what the group could be and what was going to happen. And we got a little better on Saturday, but we were still, not so hot. Sunday came around, we were running out of time. And the performance, of course, was the next night, and he began to speak that vision once again. And people began to believe. Of course, we did the work along the way, and Monday arrived. He once again spoke his words, his vision of truth. He affirmed that vision for each and every one of us. And based upon the reaction of the audience, apparently it came out extraordinary. And one people said we sounded like it was music coming from the spheres. And somebody asked, who are you people, and how did you get into these people's bodies? Because I know that most of y'all cannot sing. But what catalyzed everything, that set everything in motion, was that workshop presenter speaking his word, speaking the logos, calling us forward. And he hurled his word into our arena of life, and we watched it work on us. Words matter. You know, it says in Matthew, the 12th chapter, in the 36th verse, that every idle word that you shall speak shall give account thereof of the day of judgment. And when we talk about the day of judgment, we're not talking about some far-off, distant time, but right here and right now. Right now, because our words do not return void, but complete the task from which they have been sent. Our words create our world. Words we speak create the songs of our life. Because our life shapes itself around the nature of those songs that have been created by the words that we use. So we want to ask ourselves on a regular basis, what song are we singing through the course of the day? What words are we using through the course of our day? Are they victorious? Are they about love? Are they about peace? Are they about visions of new possibilities for our life and for our world and for our whole humanity, which is so needed today? You know, sometimes we don't follow that clue. You know, maybe I'm speaking for myself. Sometimes we use our words against ourselves. We use words to create discord in our own consciousness. And we create a discord in our life. Now, we have a choice whether to do that or not. But I always say that if you're going to do something, do it well. Do it all out. I mean, you know, I'm going to tell you how to successfully use your words to create discord in your consciousness, if that's what you choose to do, which prevents our good from coming through. So if you go down that path, here's the thing you want to do. The first thing you got to do is be a good complainer. Yes, complain. You got to search for something on this planet to find something in God's great universe to complain about. You know, just complain and complain and complain until you become a complainer without ceasing. Now, we heard the statement, pray without ceasing, but we know there's some people who complain without ceasing. And their whole being is just a whole big complaint. Complaining becomes their public declaration. And when they say that, what they're really saying in code, I can't see God. Where they're saying, I can't see God. I can't see God. I think it was Bob Marley who said that when one complains, they're actually praying or celebrating the devil. The devil is a whole different thing. We're talking about that. It's not a being with horns, but, you know, it's just that low level of vibration and consciousness. But when we speak words of complaint, we block the vision. We block the insight. And all we see is the negativity, the missed opportunities, the so-called bad thoughts that come floating through our awareness. Now, some of us are magnificent complainers that blocks the good so much that life gets worse and worse and worse. And the first thing to do that we want to block our good, then we want to complain a lot. But we don't stop there. The next thing you got to do is speak words of blame. Now, there are experts in blaming, but the thing about it, they have not combined blaming with complaining. You know, they may be good at blaming. They take no responsibility for their life. And soon anything that goes wrong, they know exactly who to blame. It was my mother. She dressed me funny when I was young. Oh, it was my ex-spouse. It was my ex-boss. It was my present boss. Oh, it was my neighbor. They just know how to blame. And sometimes they have a hit and miss in life. And it looks like life is good at times, but to successfully create discord in consciousness and block good, oh, you have to really, really just speak words of complaint till it gets into your cells, till it becomes without ceasing in your consciousness. And then number 3, if you really want to block your good and using the words, instead of using it for a creative time and using it for a creative energy, speak words and setting goals and visions. Speak words of excuses as to why life is not working out. Some individuals, they just keep speaking why their life is not working out. Again, they may blame their parents. They were divorced. They were born on the wrong side of the tracks. Or I was born, there was no tracks where I was born. My numerology numbers were not coming up right. And, you know, I was too light, too dark, too short, too fat, too skinny, didn't have enough money, had too much money. Now, if you have too much money, please come see us or see one of the Board of Trustees. They will help you out with that one. But I've heard individuals, I was showered with way too much money, and that's why my life is not working today. Please, stop it. But individuals sometimes gather a library of excuses that they pull from whenever they need something to fall back on. Someone may come up to him and say, I see things aren't working out for you. What is it? He may pull out, well, number 42, you know, my feet hurt today, and that's why things ain't working for me. Or they may just utter excuses, and they'll feel confident that whenever things are not going right, they just have them right there, and they will be fluent in the excuses that they use their word to express as to why life is not working. That's creating all kinds of discord in life, blocking good, but it'll be a successful way of doing it if you understand. But to really nail this thing down and to really use our word in a way that's not necessarily the best way, what you got to do is speak words that affirm a grudge or resentment against somebody. Now, there's some masters around, and there's some people who are just novices. They're just really kind of just learning. They're just taking baby steps. But we do not want to just go halfway with anything we do in life. If you hold a grudge and have resentment, you block your good. You know what a grudge does. It blocks the flow of creativity. It does not allow us to remember very well. When we're holding that kind of energy, we don't even remember stuff well. It kind of dissipates the positive energy. It doesn't allow the God to come through us. It blocks our circulation. But a grudge word does more than that. It becomes a coagulated form of thought in our own awareness, and they manifest on their own, and they become symptoms in our body, problems in our body temple, body of affairs called our life, ways that don't be quite in alignment with the presence of God. So grudges are very helpful in blocking our good. So if you really want to block the flow of good, hold a grudge. And let me tell you, then if you add this to it, whoever you're holding a grudge against, whenever someone that you're not like comes across your path, whenever their name comes up, just roll your eyes. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. You know how it goes. Someone brings that person's name up in your presence in a conversation. He said, oh, yeah, I know her, I know him. And we sink into that subjective energy, and we'll become a feeling tone in our whole body. And every time we heard their name, we say, oh, my goodness, whoever that may be. Might be a politician. And then you become some back pain, and then a crick in the neck, and then a neck and a foot starts hurting. And then before you know it, you're blocking your good, and God's just blocking all the good from coming through. If you want to do that, hold a grudge. And then you consciously can do it. Now I say all that tongue-in-cheek just to get your attention. So we can tease into consciousness the mental habits and the words we want to speak, or things that we should do or do not do, so we can be a clear channel to be in alignment with the universal principles and the song of God that is always there for us. Words matter because they influence our awareness. They influence our consciousness. And our consciousness creates our life. Our consciousness creates our world. I believe that one of the greatest ways to use the power of the word is for ourselves to express words of gratitude, express words of appreciation. We can begin by making a list of things that we are grateful for. Then this becomes our language. This becomes our way of being. And there's something called, I think, the science of cognition that says when language matches our nervous system, it ends up creating our point of view. Because we have a vibration of gratitude, we attract more things to be grateful for in our life because that is what we are being. We attract who we are. Remember, consciousness is causal. Even science is proving this. I remember the other day, I had to catch myself from complaining because I went to the gas station. And I was looking at the price. And I said, man, but I caught myself because I began to realize, for many people, this is a great hardship. It is. The way they get around, they have to be very judicious in how they get gas. And so for them, I have to hold a high watch, a vision, affirm their abundance, affirm their prosperity, affirm their well-being. So we don't dismiss the challenges that it faces for many people. But I had to stop myself and realize something else. I realized I'm not living in Ukraine. I'm not dodging bullets. I'm not dodging bombs. I'm not dodging bombs to my home, I'm not dodging bombs to the hospitals. I'm not having to strive to find water or food for my neighbor or for my family members. I'm not living in terror and wondering what tomorrow will bring. This helps put things in perspective and encourage me to only speak words that will help change awareness, help change consciousness, starting with my own. I had my mentor told me many years ago that you should never talk about how bad things are to anyone unless you're trying to get an agreement in prayer to change consciousness. Get an agreement in change consciousness to how I see things from a higher point of view. This is very potent, very powerful in transforming our life. It's a discipline. It's a practice. It's a training to simply stop talking how bad things are in our life, how bad things are in our state of affairs in our world, or whatever it may be. Unless we're getting an agreement in prayer that behind the truth, there's a positive consciousness. Unless we're trying to get in consciousness what the spiritual idea that's trying to emerge behind the appearance, the way the universe is somehow working for our good, that it appears to be negative, it appears to be lacking, it appears to be limiting. And if we're not trying to get an agreement on that level, then all we're doing is exacerbating the appearance of separation, buying into old fears based upon beliefs, and denigrating the opportunity for us to reveal more of heaven, which is ever expanding good, which the nature of the Spirit is. Words matter. High consciousness words can change the rules we've made up for ourselves and maybe living from that do not represent the highest of who we can be. Rules that have nothing to do with the changeless nature of the Spirit of the living God. You know, when we change our words, we begin to change the rules in our mind, where we have been limiting ourselves based upon looking upon the past, where we have been willing to be mediocre, where we have been willing to sell ourselves short, where we've been willing not to be the great spiritual beings we're here to be, where we've been willing to live a life of doubt and of fear. I believe you and I must begin to change the rules of our mind by affirming and simply declaring, my life is the life of God. When we understand what God is, we understand that's very potent. My life is the life of God. Let's say that together. My life is the life of God. Where I am, the fullness of the power is. Where I am, the fullness of the power is. Dynamic joy is right where I am. Dynamic joy is right where I am. You know, when we begin to speak those kind of words to ourselves, something happens within our body temple. The cells of our body begin to sing for joy. Something transforms within us as we continuously speak the truth of our being. Now, I know sometimes it's difficult. I know it is. Let me speak for myself. It's difficult at times. We have a lot of stuff going on in the world. When circumstances loom large for us, our minds will often go on a hunt for something or find something to blame. So I know it's challenging. But when we exercise our attention to the truth and the firm, God is my life, and God is unchanging good, then we're lifted. And when we're lifted, we then become carried. And our life can be transformed by the renewing of our minds and our heart. And from that consciousness, we speak. From that consciousness, there's a vibration that reveals what's possible for ourselves. Whether it's paying an unexpected bill to curing to what others say is an incurable disease. Because spirit does not know the difference. It does not know the difference in that. Only we do. We create that. We create those rules. And when you and I begin to break everything down to being doubt, fear, worry, that is a vibration. And we remember that we can lift ourselves to another vibration by high vibing and affirming the truth until we believe it. And when we believe it, something within our life and our world begins to change. It doesn't matter whether it's a cold or cancer. It will not have any power over us because our life will be lived at a higher octave, a greater frequency, a bigger awareness of who and what we really are. And new rules will be made up simply because of we are speaking the word of who and what we are and the possibilities of the human spirit. That's what we're here to do. Speak those words. The logos in such a way will move in a way that moves from where we are to where we can be as expressions of the presence and the power of God. That's what we're here to do. So it doesn't matter. If you're in a situation where money has never been given to you for your program before, all kinds of things will play and come up with resources that you need. If it's never happened before, it will happen for you that you live and move and have your being in the presence of God because God does not know a ceiling. This presence, this force, this energy does not know the history. It doesn't matter. It does not know the limitations. It doesn't know anything because the God in you will not know it as you know God. This is the work. So we examine our life and we see what happens. And what we say to ourselves when we wake up in the morning and throughout the entire day. And see if we're allowing ourselves to only go so far in certain things because we're limiting ourselves with the words that we're using. Or we're limiting ourselves by listening and believing words that somebody else has said about us. You know, we're a slow learner. Or in our society, your kind will never be able to make it to the best of who and what you can be. Maybe you only be mediocre in life. Those are just words that people are making up. But as you speak words of truth, new rules are being made. They're being made up right now. And so we're beginning to make up a rule right now that in every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. I love that one. Let's say that one together. Every day and in every way, I'm getting better and better as we speak those words, regardless of what happens, regardless of what is going on, what our past has been up until that moment. We become a strong conduit for the presence of God. We know that divine safety and harmony is moving through us because we're speaking it, we're affirming it, we're living it. We are God's beloved in which God is well pleased. And the rule of life is success and growth and upward. Spontaneous goodness begins to spring up in our life, inspired by our presence. This is who we are. So remember the power of our words. Our words matter. Our words begin to create our world. Keep that in your consciousness. Let's do it. Peace and blessings to you. Next week, I'll be back with the happiness formula. And as I said in the first service, by next week, I'll figure out what that is. We'll talk about it. At this time, we just invite those who might be online watching this program, whatever day or time you happen to do it, no matter where you may be on the planet. And if you'd like to support this consciousness, you can text SLC Love at 44321. That's SLC Love at 44321 to give a donation. Or you can go to our website, slcworld.org, and it'll give you other instructions that you can give, including sending a check by mail. And for those who are present today that are giving, we just invite you to symbolically hold your gift, your offering to the heavens, which is always expanding good. And those who have given already electronically or online or sending in a check, just know that you're in a flow of a principle that says you can never outgive the presence of God, and that whatever you give out comes back in so many ways that you never imagined. And with that, let us affirm our offertory blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Well, I just would like to say that my heart is so full to see all of you today. And I hope to see you on Easter Sunday in the park in Southside Park. That would be a wonderful time. Hope to see you there. Can you believe it was a decade ago? A decade ago, we were planning a concert. There was a really significant date coming up on the calendar. It was 11/11/11, and we called it the Power of One concert. And I chose the music for that concert. I started off with I think it was 1968 and the Age of Aquarius, because that was the whole theme of things going on. And I looked for #1 hits on the charts up through the years. And there were so many good songs with the right message and current messages still. And then as it got into the late 80s and 90s, they got thinner and thinner, like the songs with the words that I would have chosen for this concert. But this medley we haven't done for a decade. But we're going to do it again today. And so get ready for some high vibes. Ready?
I want to take a picture of all of you, though, real fast. There we go. You're all that big in the picture. Thank you. Thank you.
Kind of brought it right back down, didn't I? Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. We're still high vibes.
Here we go.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You say you want a revolution, well, you know, we all want to change the world. You tell me that it's evolution, well, you know, we all want to change the world. When you talk about destruction, know that you can count me out.
Don't you know it's gonna be
Alright,
Don't you know it's gonna be
alright,
Don't you know it's gonna be
alright. You see, you got a real solution. Well, you know, we all love to see the plan.
Shoo-be-doo-ah, shoo-be-doo-ah.
You asked me for a contribution. Well, you know, we're all doing what we can, yeah.
Shoo-be-doo-ah, shoo-be-doo-ah.
But if you want people from money that minds at hate, all I can tell you is, brother, you have to wait.
Don't you know it's gonna be
Alright,
Don't you know it's gonna be
alright,
Don't you know it's gonna be
alright.
Don't you know it's gonna be
Alright,
Don't you know it's gonna be
alright,
Don't you know it's gonna be
alright.
Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? It's so fine, it's sunshine, it's the word love.
In the beginning, I misunderstood, but now I got it. The word is good.
Spread the word and you'll be free. Spread the word and be like me. Spread the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? It's so fine, it's sunshine, it's the word love. Hey, everywhere I go, I hear it said, in the good, in the bad books that I have read. Say the word and you'll be free. You'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Like me. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word love? It's so fine, it's sunshine, it's the word love. Tell me.
Now that I know what I feel must be right, I'm here to show everybody the light. Give the word a chance to say that the word is just the way. It's the word I'm thinking of, and the only word is love. It's so fine, it's sunshine, it's the word love.
Say the word love. Say the word love. Say the word love. Say the word
What a song.
All righty. Now, all those were Beatles songs?
Yeah, those are all Beatles.
All right. They were high-fiving. I was mentioning earlier I was dating myself because I remember when I was a little kid, I used to come home from school with a 2-transistor radio listening to the Beatles on that transistor. How far we have come, I think, on many fronts. Well, first of all, let us bless those who have given today, either online or in person, to support the consciousness of expanding our awareness of what's possible for the human spirit. They know they shall be blessed in so many different ways, and they're in the flow of ever-expanding good. We also bless those who left prayers in the prayer box today, or left prayers throughout the week. For we all go through challenges and setbacks at times, and in those moments we know we must let go, let God, and let the Spirit do its work. And one thing we know for sure, that before the prayers even uttered, the Spirit of the living God has the answer. For it is said, before they call, I've already answered them. Before we even know what the prayer is or what the question is, the presence always has the answer ready. So it may come from places that we never imagined or be an answer that we haven't thought of. But we hold that high energy, that vibration, knowing that it will, in the long run, benefit all those who are involved. So we go forth affirming this truth, for it's a truth that liberates us and sets us free. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. And with that, I invite you to join in as we, first of all, affirm our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. And now let us join in and sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. Let this be the moment. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Let it begin with us. I think we have a special something at the end to honor John, and
Stick around, please.
so stick around. Oh, they got a music.
You guys know this song.
Yeah, they got a Proslude song.
Bonus song for you.
And then we have a reception for these two. So join us out in the courtyard after
Yes,
this song. But we
please.
need you to sing along on this with us.
I will need you to help us tear all this stuff down.
You're all gonna know this song.
Sometimes I'm right, I can be wrong.
My-
own beliefs are in my song. The butcher, the banker, the drummer, and then it makes no difference what group I'm in.
Sometimes I'm right, I can be wrong. My own beliefs are in my song. The butcher, the banker, the drummer and band. It makes no difference what group I'm in. I am everyday people. Yeah. There is a blue one who can't accept the green one, for living with a fat one that's trying to be a skinny one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Ooh, sha-sha, we got to live together. I am no better, and neither are you. We are the same, whatever we do. You love me, you hate me, you know me, and then you still can't figure out the bag I'm in. 'Cause I am everyday people. Yeah, yeah. There is a long hair who doesn't like the short hair, for being such a rich one that will not help the poor one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Ooh, sha-sha, we got to live together. There is a yellow one who won't accept the black one, who won't accept the red one, who won't accept the white one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on, and Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Ooh, sha-sha, I am everyday people. All right, we need help. She's doing it. We gotta do it again. Okay.
All right. We are going to let you guys do. You know when you get to a game in the center aisle and you put your hands together so they make a tunnel out? So we want you guys to go ahead. There's going to be an angel walk for our for our drummer and for that's it. And go all the way around, because then you guys get